What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andre Rozier. Andre Rozier is, of course, the renowned trainer of Gennady Miracle Man Jacobs. You know, Mr. Jacobs, Mr. Prestige himself. You know, he wanted to fight Gennady Golovkin again. Of course, Gennady Golovkin is reluctant to fight basically any of the top fighters, which I find is really strange. I've already did a video about that, but in this article, or should I say in this video, he was daring Gennady Golovkin to fight Gennady Jacobs again. Like daring him to be great, daring him to take the challenge once again to fight his fighter. And this is how I believe any fight should go. If you have a split decision or a close decision, that fight should be ran back. It doesn't necessarily have to be immediately, right? Unless it was just like a robbery. But anytime you have two fighters that fought the best that they possibly could fight on that day and fight to a split decision loss to whoever won and lost or whatever, those guys got to see each other again to settle the score. You know, like Deontay Wilder claims, you know, hey, I have an unfinished business. Okay. I think that is for every fighter that had a split decision. Because any fighter could go that way. And you know how boxing is. Boxing is a sport that I love, that I hate so much for this reason. You could have a guy that's unknown. Matt Korobov, right? Like he fought Jamal Charlo. Gave Jamal Charlo the business. A lot of people think Jamal Charlo lost. I think it was a close fight. I think the last round where he buckled and staggered him, I think that was kind of like the time shifter, but it's the 12th round though, right? If it's the 12th round, he should have done that earlier, maybe in the 9th or the 8th. You know, then we could see like that momentum shift of who's doing what. But Korobov was popping him in the face with that straight left because the dude was quick, he was crafty, and he's like 36 years of age. And he was giving him the business, right? But they gave it to Jamal Charlo. Why? Because Jamal Charlo was that house name, not Matt Korobov. You know, I'm just being real. You know, and boxing goes like that. It's going to always favor a lot of the times, not all the time, but a lot of the times it's going to favor that guy that's known. Especially if that guy that's known that has a potential fight with someone else. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's shit on by the guy that went out there that hardly no one knows, that fought his heart out. You know, but sometimes it depends on the right circumstances. If the fix is not in, and there's little to less corruption in the sport on that night, that fighter that's unknown might come out a winner. You know what I'm saying? So, Gennady Jacobs is in that situation. A lot of people think that he won and he beat Golovkin. I think that Golovkin won by 1 point. No, well, he won by 1 round. And the knockdown was the difference in that fight. Because if the knockdown wasn't in play, I would either give it a draw or Gennady Jacobs would be the winner. Why? Because Gennady Jacobs was able to hit Golovkin with bigger punches than Golovkin was able to hit him with. You know, go back and look at that fight. He didn't really hit. He caught him with some uppercuts. Okay. You know, some sneaky, because Golovkin has a sneaky way of, when he gets in the inside, he comes with an uppercut after he's measures you up with the jab. But most of his attack was with the jab. Okay. It was when they got in those heated exchanges. Gennady Jacobs won. Gennady Jacobs won a lot of those exchanges. You know, the only difference was that Golovkin maintained his jab. So a lot of those exchanges, when they were heated, and, you know, Jacobs is one of those throwback fighters. I think he's from a different era. Honestly, I think he should have been fighting guys like Trinidad or De La Hoya or Hopkins. He would have been best fit at that time. Because a lot of fighters don't do... Look, you don't have fights like De La Hoya Mosley. Barrera Morales, Trinidad Vargas. You don't have those type fights no more. You know what I mean? You just, De La Hoya Corte. Right? You don't have those type fights. Those, hey, I'm gonna leave it all in the ring. I'm gonna throw blow for blow. I'm gonna trade with you. I'm gonna fight with you. I'm gonna dare to be great. I'm gonna be that guy that gives everything that I have to offer in this ring right now. I think that's Gennady Jacobs, and what happens when he does get in those exchanges. That's why he's an exciting fighter. If you notice, he loves to throw those flurries. You know what I mean? He loves to get in there and show his hand speed. A lot of fighters don't fight like that no more. They fight behind the jab. They fight cautious, So, and if you notice, Golovkin only pulls that hit me in the face shit. Come on, good boy, yeah. He does that shit with people that he knows they can't punch. He's already felt the best punch they had to offer. They're pillow punchers. They're not known for being punchers anyway. So, yeah, he'll let you hit him in the face a couple times. I don't know if he meant to do that with Mr. Steve Rolls and all, but, was it Dominic Wade? Yeah, guys like that. Yeah, he let, because he knew Dominic Wade didn't have anything to offer that could hurt him. But he wouldn't pull that shit with Lemieux, and he sure didn't pull that shit with Gennady Jacobs. Now, did he? No. So, I think Golovkin, got his contract. A lot of things went to his head. I think he feels that he deserved that contract due to his hard work with Canelo. Part of that's true. But I think that because he has the money already in the bag, he should then start working on fighting the best fighters. And if he didn't fight the best fighters, or he's not fighting the best fighters, knowing that he's getting paid like this, they just let you, you only have to review and go back and really question, did he really want to fight these guys to begin with? You know what I mean? So, back to Rozier, and Jacobs, I think that Golovkin will probably be set or put in a position that he's going to have to do something and fight one of these fighters eventually, especially with all the weird stuff going on with the WBC. Making Charlo the regular champion. So what that means is, like, if Canelo is the franchise champion, well, that means that if Golovkin calls himself wanting a fight with Canelo, he's going to have to get a belt. So they didn't want to take the credit from Canelo necessarily to give it to Golovkin. I mean, to give it to some other fighter for him to fight, because they wanted that money. They wanted them sanctioning fees. Canelo has big bucks on the line, right? So I get that. But I think they're going to try to corner Golovkin to fight one of these guys anyway. And if it's Jamal Charlo, I think that, that's who he needs to fight anyway. Because that's who they ordered him to fight, in which these guys didn't even have a belt. However, Jamal was that guy, that interim champion at the time. So that's why they were mandated him to fight. Now he's a full-fledged champion. So they're going to make some type of mandating, something work in favor of Jamal, because Jamal now is the WBC, right? So I would like to see that fight too, and I want to. And that would test Jamal. Jamal's a tough, big, strong guy. Period. Him and his brother, they can punch really freaking hard. They're really, they're decent fighters. But I would love to see Golovkin in there. And in Golovkin, I think he should get off his high horse and show that he's still the best. And the way you prove that you're the best is you got to fight the best. That's plain and simple. But, for Rozier wanting him back into the ring, they want to, to right that wrong. And I think Golovkin should really reconsider what he's doing in the sport. Because if he's not fighting anyone and he's not giving guys like Gennady Jacobs the opportunity, why should Canelo ever fight him? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would Canelo ever want to? If I'm Canelo, I wouldn't want to ever fight Golovkin again. Why? I have nothing else to prove to you whatsoever. You know, it was draw the first one and I won the second one. I fought you twice. Oh, so well be it. If the first one was enough for a draw, okay, then I beat you again. What the fuck do I need to fight you again for? You know what I'm saying? We gave the fans 24 rounds of excitement, right? So, I mean, if I'm Canelo, and that might be where Canelo's headed. Canelo has other things on his plate than to deal with Golovkin bitter trying to chase him for another damn fight. You know, but then you have guys that are very, very high up on the food chain in the middleweight division that have their own following, that has their own story, which is Gennady Jacobs, and he needs a shot. Gennady Jacobs needs a shot, okay? He needs a shot. So I do feel Golovkin needs to give him that opportunity. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.